Welcome to StuckInThe90s.webs.com, the totally unscripted retro review show. I'm your host, Spin the Demon of Toxic Trip. Today we're going to remember one of my favorite games of all time, and that is Mega Man 2 on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Let's take a moment of silence to remember one of the greatest games of all time. Alright, right to the action. Mega Man 2 is an action platforming game that just rocks. It can be difficult, it can be easy, sometimes it's a trial and error type process. This, when I was a kid, this scene right here to get the little E-can, this actually took me quite a while to master. You know, I was young. And same with the bosses. Sometimes you can rush in there and take them right out using some of your power-ups. This is I have no power-ups, so Flashman actually kind of takes me out the first time. But the second time I come back and I smoke him. Of course, just like in the first Mega Man and all the Mega Man games, after you beat the boss, you gain his power. Now, sometimes Dr. Light jumps in and he gives you an extra little bonus power that's going to help you on the way. You fight a number of different bosses, each gaining their powers, which actually helps you out throughout the game, and almost a necessity for the Wily levels. Check this out, that's how you get an extra guy on this level. Sometimes to find the extra rooms and extra items, you actually don't even need a suit, like here. But be warned, in the same level, using the same style, you actually do need a suit. It's not a necessity, but it actually helps a great deal. I actually failed the first time, so this next time going through this part of the level, some of the little power-ups that were there to help me replenish my weapon power aren't there anymore, so it made it even extra challenging, which I like. This next level I want to talk about is the Metal Man level, and it's actually one of my favorite levels because the Metal Man power suit, the power ability, it's so great. You can shoot in any direction, it hardly uses any of your weapon power, and I want to talk about this. In the Anniversary Collection, this level's slightly different. Check it out. See that? That's slightly different. When I told my friends that, they all thought I was crazy nuts, but it threw me off. It was totally cool when I played the Anniversary Collection, because I'm like, okay, they're adding and changing up a little bit of things. I actually didn't catch on to too much more that was different. It was pretty much similar. But here he is, Metal Man. See that? Basically the power he's shooting at you, you get, and it comes in handy because you can shoot in any direction, and Mega Man can just shoot straight forward. One of the things I love about Mega Man is the total style and the soundtrack. I think the Mega Man games, for the most part, have an amazing soundtrack, and I'm really happy that Mega Man 9 and Mega Man 10, and hopefully a Mega Man 11, has went back to this style. I love Mega Man 9. It was, you know, challenging, fresh, new, and completely different than Mega Man 8. Mega Man 8 was almost going in the direction of the X series, and I'm really glad they got back to their roots. And we're kind of seeing that more and more these days with these rebirths and stuff. This retro is actually coming into style, it's coming into the mainstream with the Virtual Console. So we're actually, us retro gamers, are getting a lot of these old classic games redone, like Mega Man 1 Power Up for the PSP. Totally redone, you know, it had that cutesy-ootsy look, but it was great. Now this game is can be trial and error, and that's what can be frustrating. After climbing this long gas ladder, check out what happens. Time to do it all over again. And it happens here too, but this time I get past it with no trouble. I hate anything that flies in video games. Bats, birds, hate them all. Now in the levels you get these E-canisters, and they actually come in handy when you get to the Wily courses. You can get them, but sometimes it's difficult to get out or to get to them. You know, they're an added thing. So you feel a real sense of accomplishment when you find these E-canisters. I try to save as many, but I think you can only hold 4. Now the bosses, they essentially start the exact same way. At the end of every level you get the same. Of course, as in most games, they have certain layouts that they follow. Well, Mega Man kind of strays away from that. Not so much desert stuff, and there isn't in future games. Of course, here's a water level. But in the water in the Mega Man games, you don't have to worry about air or anything because you're a robot, but you actually get super light. It's like anti-gravity underwater, and this can become a task because they usually put spikes that will kill you in one hit in these water levels. And if you jump a little too quick and a little bit too fast, you might find yourself in this situation right here. Now this game's also available on the Mega Man Anniversary Collection, like I said, PS2, GameCube, and Xbox a little bit earlier. But, you know, I like it on the Nintendo NES. I think the plus side on those Anniversary Collections is because you can save. Or if you have a Dreamcast and you're using SDC, you can quick save. So that's kind of cool if you don't have too much time to game. Now I want to talk about Heat Man. This is always the level I couldn't beat when I was a kid. And now I always beat it last, because this kind of is like pre-Wily stages. You've got to use a lot of your power-up and abilities. Well, you don't necessarily have to, but it makes the level a lot more easy and actually a little bit more enjoyable for me. Now, we at StuckInThe90s.webs.com would like to apologize for the overall quality of the video. This is our first video and we're just getting into this type of thing, and I hope it can grow. You know, we got the equipment and we're just kind of learning how to use it, so we apologize for any, you know, dip in quality, but we're only going to improve. Now here I'm using Crash Man to make the little part of this level a little bit more simple. Oh man, that's awesome music. I don't know if you guys are into video game music. I'm kind of just getting into it. I never really appreciated it. And then I played Shinobi on the Sega CD. It's on the Classics collection of the Genesis version of The Revenge of Shinobi. And the soundtrack was so amazing. I just really started to get into soundtracks. But that's off subject. That's another video. Here's another part where, you know, your items and power-ups come in handy on this level. I mean, constantly in this level. Now, you can use your powers, and they actually can take down your bosses quicker. Like here, you know, and that's where that rock, paper, scissor element comes in. Of course, water beats fire. And it's the same basic principle. I can take this guy out in 3 hits with my water power. Happy Console Gamer, his show, Robman, actually has a tattoo of the Heat Man, which is totally sick. I love that. That's awesome. I hope one day I can get a Mega Man too. I don't have that much dedication. Way awesome, Rob, man. We all love your tattoo over here at Stuck in the 90s. Well, I'm not going to get much past the Wily stages because I want some of this game to be a surprise if you haven't played it. At the end of the review, this is an awesome game. This is my personal favorite in the series, so you got to check it out. If you're just getting into Mega Man or if you've never played this game, it's totally worth checking out, and you can get it, you know, around 15-20 bucks on the old eBay, or I'm sure you can download it or find it even cheaper if you look into it. Until next time, we will see you in the later. Please subscribe to our channel at StuckInThe90s.webs.com.